Hello everyone, welcome to our Wednesday Q&A. I'm Eric Griffin, President of ITM Trading. With me I have Lynette Zang, our Chief Market Analyst. For those of you who don't know or are tuning in for the first time, we take your questions that you submit to us via email to questions@itmtrading.com. We take them, we put them here on the screen in front of us, and we ask them live, so you get a real, true, spontaneous, organic response. Jay Gonzalez asks, what would happen once the BRICS countries go to the alternative currency, the gold-backed currency? And that, I know that don't think they're going to do it.
Those are two different questions because they are doing an alternative currency.
Okay, well, answer both then.
Okay. So they are doing the BRICS. In fact, they came out with their first bond offering today. The BRICS Bank did. But that is about countries inside of that union to be able to use their own currencies to trade with. So what would happen? That means that they need the dollar less and less and less. And this is primarily about eliminating the dependency on the US dollar. So what happens in this country is all those dollars that would have been absorbed in all of those BRICS nations, maybe they'll definitely keep fewer dollars in there. They come back here, we'll have higher inflation because of it, but we also have a weakened status. Now, if they were to back the currency with gold, right, then that currency is going to be hoarded. They're going to use the less valuable currency because that's what always happens. They'll use the less valuable currency, but they will hoard the gold-backed currency.
All right, so Joe Holloway asks, will we be able to buy the BRICS gold-backed currency?
I don't know. I'm not sure because one of the things that they talked about was that you would have to be a member in order to participate. We're not going to be a member. The U.S. is not going to be a member. So in that case, I would say not likely. But they're also coming up with parameters for other countries that are not current members in order to be able to join. But they're just not allowing that willy-nilly either. So will we be able to buy the BRIC gold-backed currency? Probably not. And
no need anyway, just buy regular gold.
You want
just
a gold-backed
currency? Just own the physical
currency?
in your hand. It's the best form of gold, period.
Exactly.
Okay,
Thank you.
Harry DePrinz asks, would silver become an underground currency in order to avoid CBDC transaction tracking?
So I think you're asking, would people accept it as a tool of barter, swap goods and services for it? Well, I'm already doing that to some degree. Whoever will do it with me, I'm happy to use gold or silver when I make my purchases. So, again, I would say become your own central bank. Hold the metals yourself. Because as soon as people really understand what's happening to the currency, and, the CBDC, it is partly about the tracking, but the tracking is really about taxation and control. So if that's everything that you have, then frankly, pardon me, you're screwed. But so in that case, yes, silver and gold would become an underground currency. Now, if they discovered that or it became a big problem, that's when, if you're talking about the monetary gold, so bullion gold, that's when I think we've got the threat of confiscation.
Right.
So that's why I only do collectibles. My uncle had at least 3,000 ounces of pre-33 coins in 64 when it was illegal to hold more than 5 ounces of gold in any other way but the way that he held them.
Collectible.
Correct. Although if you were a jeweler or a dentist, but there was oversight to the gold. So this is private, no oversight.
All right, so RD asks, can you please in a just and short, concise step-by-step order of events as you see them coming? So, do you think it'll be hyperinflation, reset, establishing digital dollar, calling in gold, revaluation of gold? What does it look like to you in your mind?
I think that is actually the absolute perfect order of how it would happen. because they're trying to get that digital dollar established. Hyperinflation would definitely cause a crisis, and people would be freaking out. And if they bring out, and this is how they said they were going to sell it, is there won't be any more inflation because they'll have their finger on the button. And of course, then there are no limitations to how low they can push interest rates. So no, I think RD, that is absolutely the perfect order that we will see.
Yeah, it's definitely a very plausible one. Hyperinflation, reset, establish digital dollar, call in gold, and and cryptos probably, and reevaluate
private
of
cryptos.
gold. Yes. Yep.
Yep. So good job.
All right. Danielle asks, Japan essentially failed in 2000. How have they been able to manipulate the system to stay alive now for 23 years?
That is a great question, Danielle. And the way that they have managed to stay together in 3 years is they were such a large part of the economy, 23 years. And actually, it's like close to the their system really collapsed in the early 90s. So it's actually 3 lost decades. And the way that they've managed to stay alive is that the rest of the world agreed that they should stay alive. So that's how. I mean, we've got the yen carry trade. And what has the Bank of Japan been doing? All of these experiments, what all the other central banks are looking and watching what they're doing. It doesn't work. We're all following the same failed playbook. But the way that they managed to stay alive is that everybody agreed that they should stay alive. Because typically, when you go through what Japan did, you've got the group of debtors that say, nope, we're not, you're done. But Japan is such a large part of the global economy that everybody decided to agree with it, and they could make money. Traders could make money. So that's how. I mean, it's pretty simple. Now, the next question Danielle is probably asking in her mind, well, why can't all the countries just agree to stay alive now? Then it boils down to public confidence. That's what it really all boils down to. Because make no mistake, I don't care where it is in the world, it's in the entire world. It's a Ponzi scheme. And all Ponzi schemes require confidence. Period. End of discussion. So that's what it boils down to. But that's also true even, yeah, they can't. They can't. I think some people give the central bankers and governments more credit than they deserve because as powerful as they are not all powerful. And we, the people, there's a lot more of us than there are of them. So they have to have our confidence. They can't just force us. They can entice us, right? They can, but they're never going to want to, according to everything that I've ever read from them, they're never going to want to try and force you because as soon as they do, you know that they're trying to force you. So they want you to volunteer. They want you to adopt it. And the way that they do it is by keeping things looking as normal as possible. So we're all used to credit cards. We're all used to digital dollars already. I mean, essentially that's what we're working with, right? So how hard would it be to switch into a CBDC? Surprisingly harder than they thought. It's very interesting.
Well, we blew through those 5 questions.
Yes,
that
we
might
did.
be a record. That might be the fastest we've ever done it.
Yeah, easy peasy. But just remember that if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe because, frankly, things are coming out right now fast and furious. I mean, I said when I went into this meeting earlier that we could have a 24/7 news channel right now with how much data on the systems falling apart. It was so quiet there for a minute. Yeah, not quiet anymore. So make sure that you're subscribed and you can hit that bell. We'll let you know when we're going on live. But if you haven't set up your own personal strategy yet, click that Calendly link below, set up a time to talk to one of our experts and get your own strategy in place. It starts with your goals. It's the right tool for the job, right? So you want to make sure that your goals come first and then everything that you do actually supports those goals. And if you don't really know how to define them, we'll help you define them so that, again, whatever you do supports your goals. Don't forget to also look at Beyond Gold and Silver channel, because that's where we talk about the mantra, and particularly the other parts of the mantra. So the food, water, energy, security, some barterability, some wealth preservation, some community, and shelter. And amongst that, if you're feeling really alone and you want this community, we've put together thriverscommunity.com, and we're all coming together to help each other. Both of these channels can look like the way that you want them to look, as long as you participate and help us, send us suggestions, participate, help us create these things, because they're really for you, to meet you wherever you are and give you the support that you need. And until next we meet, remember, physical gold, physical silver in your possession is your wealth shield and your freedom shield. And until next we meet, please be safe out there. Bye-bye.